We've got some more Derek Carr and New Orleans Saints drama, and it is officially now at an all-time high as Derek Carr apparently has a shoulder injury threatening his season. Surgery is on the table. But let's just come out and freaking say it. Derek Carr wants a trade from the Saints, and that's why he's playing this move. Do I think the shoulder injury is fake? No. I'm not going to come on the record and say that because it is no right for me, even though it might be weird saying this, having a podcast criticizing players and teams in the league. It is no right for me to say whether a player is faking an injury or not. I just don't want to go to that realm. But this news comes out 2 weeks before the draft, after you've restructured your deal and got your money. There's no cap savings or money savings for the Saints if they move off of you. You hear the noise of the Saints possibly picking a quarterback at 9, the Shedeur Sanders, the Jackson Dart news picking up. You see the Saints being diligent, working out other quarterbacks. Derek Carr, you've been in the league for over a decade. We know what you are. We don't have to keep, peeling through that. The NFL is a business. The year they draft you, they're probably drafting your replacement. And the next year, every year after that, they're drafting a replacement because they want the best possible talent on the cheapest contract. But it's a little different for Derek because of his context. We just already know what type of player that he is. The team that drafted him moved on from him, and the Saints stupidly came forward and paid him the money that they did. And he's arguably going to go down as the worst free agent signing in Saints history. Jarris Byrd, move over. All the other bad free agent signings, move over. Take the cake. Brandon Browner, I think it was. You guys move over because Derek Carr is taking a seat at the table with you. His brother and him are coming out with a car review video. Derek Carr was just in Fresno State or in Fresno not long ago, and I'm not trying to telegraph or keep tabs on the dude's life, but stuff's not adding up here. Because Kellen Moore said he took the job with the full anticipation of having Derek Carr as the Saints starting quarterback. Mickey Loomis said Derek Carr was the Saints starting quarterback for 2025. New head coach Kellen Moore said, maybe think of Ellen Moore. New head coach of Kellen Moore, out here saying that he thinks Derek Carr is a premier player. He's blessed to have him in the locker room. Okay, all of those signs, and then you get the restructure. But now he's battling a shoulder injury. It's just fishy as hell. And just the crap for Derek Carr keeps stacking up. I feel like I'm Cam Jordan right here because there has literally been levels to this. In the offseason, man, you can do what you want. You got family, you got kids, you're not from here. I get that. But if you are an NFL quarterback for the New Orleans Saints and you're the QB1, you're the face of the franchise, and you're not at Mardi Gras? Just for one day? You're not attending the Super Bowl in the city that you play for? And I think what makes relationships between fans and players so special is if the player actually embodies the culture of the city. We saw Kirk Cousins last year walk in your trap and take over your trap. We saw Kirk really enforcing the ATL vibe, but we can't even get that out of Derek Carr. And again, offseason, do what you want, man. You work hard. You're a professional athlete. You're worth a ton of money. You got a completely different process than anybody behind a mic, myself included, or other people in the world could probably even fathom because of how hard it is to be a professional athlete. But I think all the fans in the city were asking for was some support from Derek Carr. And it doesn't really feel like we've had that the time that he's been here. Yes, we probably haven't given him the best roster. Yes, we haven't given him the healthiest player. So he has his own claims as well for wanting out, right? We totally get that. But I think what pisses me off about this, and I don't hear enough people saying this, is how the Saints and Derek Carr both knew about this injury for a while. Apparently, it's stemming from the 2023 season, maybe from the Packers game when our O-line was terrible. I really don't know. That's what I would guess, and that's kind of the reports that I've seen. But did the Saints try to cover this up and just get him moved quietly somewhat? Because it makes perfect sense now by why we never really got any true Derek Carr trade traction in this offseason. Despite him wanting to leave, those other teams, they didn't want the contract. which has been screwed from the beginning. They didn't want that player with that injury, if the injury is really there. So it's like when you sit back and look on this, okay, new coach hired. He believes in the quarterback. We're moving forward with him. Dummy GM is signing off on him. Got the Saints convinced that that's it. Meanwhile, whole time, he's had a shoulder injury. Are you hiding stuff from the head coach? Is he really hurt and that's why these other teams didn't want him? Like, just what is going on here? I feel like it's one of the two. Either Kellen Moore was lied to and convinced that Derek Carr was healthy, and that's why we were going to move forward with him. Or I guess it would be the same thing. And on the other hand, these NFL teams didn't want to be interested in him, which makes it feel like there's some truth to the situation because of the injury. Or maybe it's just the contract and the player. It could lean on the side of the contract and the player. And all this could be a hoax. I'm not going to sit here and go Inspector Gadget and play a game of Clue to figure out what the real truth is. But a lot of this stuff isn't adding up. A lot of it's not. Again, the Saints have no dead money savings, no cap savings if they cut him, trade him June 1, post June 1. His guaranteed money for the year has already went into effect, kicking that cap hit of next year for like $60 million into 2025. Restructure is already done, which of course had to be done to get cap compliant. But this 100% explains why the Saints have been extremely diligent looking at quarterbacks in the draft between Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, apparently Jalen Milroe, Tyler Shuck, which I only want Shedeur at number 9. Please do not draft Jackson Dart at 9. If you grab a quarterback later in the draft, that's cool because now we hear the Saints are on an absolute mission to get a quarterback in this draft, which they've drafted a quarterback for the last 5 years. But like, now that you're at number 9, go draft a quarterback when it matters, New Orleans. Like, my eyes are on you. Go draft a quarterback at number 9 where it really freaking counts. Please. We're not talking about these Tommy Steemans, Jake Hayners, Ian Books of the world. No. Pick number 9 now has to be a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. And I think it's got to be Shedeur Sanders because I'm not sold on Jackson Dart. We've talked about that. Cam Ward's not going to be there. Kyle McCord is not a day 1 pick. Again, Jackson Dart is not a day 1 pick. Who did I have in my other quarterbacks I had? Shedeur, Cam, McCord. Dylan Gabriel's not a day 1 pick. I don't see him anywhere on day 1 boards. I think Dylan Gabriel is a very good quarterback. Probably overhyping him in round 1. I think he could be at least a round 2, round 3 pick, but I think his talent is 100% there. I'm not a fan of Jalen Milroe. Please don't go get Jalen Milroe or Will Howard or Riley Leonard. Please. I just don't think any of those 3 guys are true passers, efficient throwers of the football. Jalen Milroe, yeah, freak athlete. Will Howard, not feeling him, man. System quarterback. Riley Leonard, running quarterback. It's got to be Shedeur Sanders at 9. And you want to talk about March for Arch next year? Arch Manning's probably not coming out of the draft. He needs 2 years of starting ball. At least. I'm not interested in Lenoris Sellers. We just talked about Nico Iamaleava. I'm not interested in Drew Aller out of Penn State. Could barely get the ball to his wide receivers and his tight ends. This is the year for the New Orleans Saints to draft a quarterback where it matters at number 9. I mean, the status is literally up in the air because you're not rolling forward with Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler. If you had to choose one of the two, I would take Spencer Rattler. And not because a lot of y'all out there think that him and I look alike, which we don't. But I saw Spencer Rattler in college. I was not sold on him. Is he athletic? Can he show flashes? Can he look great on the field at times? Not even great. Can he look good? Yes, absolutely. And I hear your claim about, oh, Adam, what if we had a completely healthy roster? Spencer Rattler is not it. And I don't think we need to fool ourselves into such things. Go turn on his tape in college. You'll understand why he was a late round pick. You'll understand it. You can call the Saints anything, but you can't call them boring. The front office incompetency is crazy. We got a quarterback now jerking us around a couple weeks before the draft. I think it secures that the Saints take a quarterback at 9. I pray it's Shedeur. Now, the Browns or the Giants have a very good chance at getting Shedeur Sanders. And if they do, then go get a wide receiver, right? Like, or go get an edge rusher at 9, right? Maybe trade back. But I think it's now or never with the quarterback position. Are you going to look 2 years into the future? Oh, yeah, and I'm good on Garrett Nussmeier from next year, too. Like, I'm good on those guys, man. 2027, we don't know. Take what's in front of you. Go draft Shedeur Sanders at 9. Don't make it one of the franchise's biggest mistakes passing on Shedeur Sanders, drafting him at number 9.
Hey, it's AJL here. Appreciate you sticking to the end of the video here on YouTube. You could have chose any other show, but you chose my video, and for that, I'm very grateful. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media. Hit the bell on the channel so you never miss a post. Check me out on all social media platforms. Right here, you'll find a chance to subscribe to the show, a related video, and a playlist. See you guys in the next one.